Hello my wonderful friends and welcome back to another video. I hope you are doing well today. Just a couple of things before this video starts. First of all, thank you so much for your support on last week's video regarding disabled parking being blocked off due to social distancing measures and other accessibility issues as well. In that video I speak about the petition I have started that I'm going to be sending off to Justin Tomlinson, who is the Minister of Department Work and Pensions, calling for councils to wake up to themselves basically. The link to the petition is in the description box. Thank you so much everybody who has signed it and importantly shared it as well. I think we've got nearly 7,000 signatures already, so that is fantastic. Also, the disabled bays that were outside the Ivy that I needed to park in that have been blocked off for social distancing measures are still blocked off, but they have replaced the two loading bays to be disabled bays. So that is a result. I like to think that it might have been my awareness that might have helped that, but I think we did it all together. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or whether, you know, we have helped spread awareness of this issue. So today's video is an interesting one that I didn't think that I was ever gonna make, but here we are. Things never cease to amaze us, do they? It's a story time, and it happened last week. Basically, I have two lovely followers who I mentioned in my last video, Lisa and Barry, who I would regard as my little online friends as well, who have been amazing at helping and supporting me through this journey, as you all have. But Lisa is an artist and we are really overexposed. So Lisa is an artist and I will leave her Instagram handle so you can check her artwork out. But I was so touched when she sent me this. There we go. It's a watercolour of me on the Batek, Daisy, Sean and Bindi, who you can probably hear snoring in the background. And obviously it needs a frame because it is so beautiful and I need to put it in pride of place. Last week, against my will, I went to the range. Sean really wanted to go to the range. I am dead against the range for obvious reasons. So we go in. I am in a little bit of a fluster and a bit of a kerfuffle. I have a hoodie on my lap and I'm fiddling around with my mask and I'm conscious that I'm in the way of everyone. I think I've got my phone on my lap. You know what it's like when you got lots of things. Anyway, the first aisle that I come across has got picture frames in it. So in I go to the picture frame aisle. Now Daisy and I, as you know, if you follow me on Instagram, we filmed a little reconstruction for you. So I go into the aisle, I have got a frame on my lap and I've put one brake on because it's so cheap and nasty in there. The floor's not even flat. So I'm slightly rolling away. I'm sat there and I'm feeling really anxious anyway, because just going out makes me feel anxious at the moment. And I'm looking at some stuff and I'm like, is this right? Will this work? Kind of thing. Then I get a sense of someone behind me. Bear in mind that aisles in the range are quite narrow, much narrower than in our reconstruction video. So they're probably about 1.5 meters wide. So I look behind me and I'm you know, counterbalancing everything on my lap, trying to get my brake off, also wheeling with one hand and steering by moving my upper body. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I feel something on the back of me and I look round and this man who I was trying to, you know, make way for looks me dead in the eye and I think, it must be I must know someone. And I look at him like this. I thought it was my neighbour actually. I thought it was someone playing a joke on me. And what he had done is, as he went past me, he grabbed the back of my wheelchair and shook it as if to move me out of the way. And I looked at him like that. He was on his phone as well. And he's like, oh, so I'm only joking. And walked past. And honestly, my heart started to go. I felt really, really shaky and like really adrenaline-y, like even more so. And I just literally dropped everything and went and found Sean and Daisy, who were in the next aisle along. I went up to Sean and he was like, well, did you say anything? And I was like, no. You know when you feel, they say paralysed by fear. In that moment, I was just so shocked. First of all, I couldn't see him because he had a mask on. So I was trying to work out if I knew him. And second of all, I was just so shocked that it actually happened, that, you know, and it all happened so quickly kind of thing. So when I was telling some people about my experience and the way that the man acted towards me, they were asking what he was like. And no, we can never ever judge on appearances, but he was your average middle-aged man who I just think was a bit cocky and just felt like he was being funny. He was well dressed, as I said, he had a mask on, and, you know, just looked like any person that you would pass in the street. And I just think it's so ignorant and so rude, and it's really put me off going out. First of all, okay, before Corona, you don't touch anybody's wheelchair unless you have permission to do so or you have asked. Our wheelchairs are an extension of us. You wouldn't go up to someone and shake them by the shoulders. You wouldn't go up to someone and shake them by the hips. You know, the backrest of my wheelchair is about hip height. You wouldn't do that. That's harassment. You don't do that to a wheelchair user. You don't touch their wheelchair, you don't move their wheelchair, you don't lean on their wheelchair, you don't kick their wheelchair, which I had happen not long ago in Primark. You just don't. So this video, I hope, is raising awareness that you need to respect wheelchair users in the fact that they are a wheelchair is an extension of our body. In fact, mobility aids are extensions of our bodies, and they really need to be respected as sort of like a body part. They are invaluable. They are a necessity to our everyday life. Also, can I just point out that we are in the height of a global pandemic? So you need to maintain social distancing, and we still need to respect boundaries. Scope have found that 1/4 of disabled people have faced negative attitudes from other shoppers when they have gone out. 86% of disabled adults are worried about the negative impacts the pandemic has had on their mental health. And 59% of disabled adults aren't even leaving their home at all. I do actually feel like having a sign on the back of my wheelchair, "Don't touch me," and "Keep 2 meters apart." People don't care. I know in the past I have spoken about assistance dogs, and I know that you have asked me questions in the past as to whether I would think about getting an assistance dog. I get a little bit of imposter syndrome, and I think that there are people who are more deserving of an assistance dog. However, I think there are things that an assistance dog could really, really help me with, especially now with these anxieties that I have and that experience that I have. Thought to myself, I wonder if that would have happened if I had a dog with me. Literally in the last 2 weeks, I have had really negative experiences with the outside world, and it is making me less and less like I want to go out, or I just want to go out in my Batek, keep myself to myself, and just get in and get out as quickly as possible. I had one woman stop my mum and my sister in the Ivy, telling them how inspirational they were for taking me out, and how aspirational it was that disabled people could be in somewhere so nice. I had someone tell me that my problem is that I should have been a Paralympian. And then I had my experience with that man in the range. Would love to know how you're feeling. Do I need something on the back of my wheelchair? I have seen people put signs on the back of their wheelchair to respect social distancing, am quite keen to get one now. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think the man was wrong, or do you think he was just being funny and I am being too sensitive? If you enjoyed this video, please go and watch 10 things you should know before pushing a manual wheelchair. Watch it, share it, send it to your friends. You will thank me for it. Make sure to subscribe, thumbs up if you enjoyed this one, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!